So my name is Jack Droppers. I am the Director of Student Activities here at Calvin University. So what that looks like is we host tons of concerts and movies and interactions with popular culture, and my job is to help frame those conversations so that we can dive deep into what popular culture is doing through a Christian lens and find out where our place is in that. As an artist myself, I'm a songwriter, and so I care about the Arts Collaborative and the arts at Calvin because I've been a college student and been a songwriter while in college, and I care about how do we cultivate an environment that promotes art creation.
Thank you. And can you share an example of a memorable artistic event that you've attended at Calvin in the last year or so?
Yeah, back in January, we hosted a showing of the movie The Farewell. And it was one of those incredible experiences where you're sitting in a room that only, movies provide these experiences where you're sort of on this adventure with a room of 300 people. And afterwards, the conversation felt like we had gone through this grieving process that happens in the film, and that we had laughed with the characters and we had felt like we were invited into this family narrative. And I think it was one of those reminders that film or any sort of art piece that invites the audience to be participants in it can leave the audience changed, so that they leave and their imaginations are shaped towards a new end. And it was one, it's a fantastic film, and two, the conversation that we hosted afterwards was great, just to consider how we might move forward as with changed imaginations into a new reality.
Thank you. And if you had a crystal ball, what do you see as a problem or a challenge for being an artist in the next 10 years?
Yeah, I think that one of the fascinating things with new technology is that everyone has way more access to artistic tools that 30 years ago we would not have had access to. However, I would say we also have less access to boredom. And I think that boredom and creativity are really good playing partners. And if we're not bored and we don't allow ourselves to step away from the massive amount of entertainment that's available, it will be very hard for us to create in the future. I find this within myself, I find it within students, that I can entertain away any sense of creativity. Yet when I find the space to be bored, to sit down with the guitar, to sit down with the piano, or my friends who are painters, to sit down in front of the canvas and not entertain that feeling away, that's when we can be productive and creative.
Mm-hmm. And then a final question. How has your vision of collaboration expanded in the past few years?
Yeah, I think as a musician, I've realized the necessity for having people within different mediums to participate together. So when we put out an album, the band and I, we have to work well with other people. So we have to work with design artists who are doing album design, with photographers who are doing pictures of the band, with directors who are directing music videos, with producers, and those sort of collaborations mean that we're all sort of working towards the central product. But it also means that we have to respect the other's art form and learn how to trust another person in an area where I have minimal expertise. So when it comes to collaboration, I think a lot of that is sort of giving over something you love to another person and saying, like, this will be better because we work on it together. And I have some ideas about this, but if we work on it together and you bring your full self to it and I don't sort of domineer you because it's got my name on it or whatever, it will be a better song or a better album or a better piece of art because of that collaboration.